Okay, I think we're streaming now. I just want to make sure that if you guys are here, let us know again. As always, in the comment section, if you can hear us and stuff, or actually the chat section. Or actually, you know what? If you're hearing this, if you're watching this after this is already done, then hi. More than likely, this video was all right.
Okay, how do I check?
We're just gonna make sure everything's good on here, but I'll let Ashley talk about whatever she wants for the next like 30 seconds.
Okay, so we went to Disney World. We gained about 10 pounds. I don't know about him, but around 10 pounds from eating Disney pizza every single day.
Oh yeah, we like the pizza there.
And I splurged on cupcakes. So tomorrow, both of us are gonna start keto. Strict keto.
Yeah. Okay. So according to the comments, we're good. And highways, worst pizza. The pizza's over here off screen.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Ashley said, we've been eating too much pizza. So today's video is like a little bittersweet because we're gonna eat pizza today. Well, I don't know if you're gonna eat keto or not keto.
No, I'm not gonna.
She's not gonna eat the keto because usually she just eats the toppings. But today she's gonna eat the actual pizza.
Yeah.
But because after this we're gonna go keto, strict keto, which just means that we're gonna eat low carb.
Yeah. So we're gonna bet money on to see how long Francisco lasts in keto.
Oh my gosh! You guys should place the bets right now in the comment section or the chat section. How long it lasts. But yeah, it's kind of hard. So
yeah. So that's what we're doing. So I'm super excited, and hopefully by next week we'll lose like maybe 7 to 10 pounds, but we'll see.
Yeah, usually with this keto diet, we people in general who are on this diet tend to lose weight pretty quickly. Like
I guess because like all the inflammation from all the crap that you eat.
Yeah, it tends. You want to go this way?
No, this.
Oh, my lens cleaner.
So I can clean my glasses.
My Sony G Master lens cleaner.
Yeah.
No, got it right here. I always carry this on me, like all the time. I have a couple of the orange ones. The orange Sony Alpha Orange, which is actually called Cinnabar Orange.
Orange.
But I have a G Master one, and I don't know if the G Master ones are that common, but I don't see them often, so I treat this one like a child. So I use this one all the time, and I have this one all the time. And Sony, if you're out there, send me some more of these G Master ones, these lens cloth cleaner things. But yeah, but today we're gonna be talking. Well, I'm over here looking at my my mic transceiver thing.
I know.
This is the lens right here. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about natural light versus off-camera flash, and this is very much a controversial subject, but it's one that I did want to talk about because I love both. When I'm on Instagram, I think for the most part, I don't know if you guys are like. I want you guys to voice your opinions if you're on Instagram a lot, because some people they go on Instagram occasionally and then they stick to Facebook or something else, maybe Snapchat for the younger people out there who might be watching. But from my experience, whenever I'm on Instagram, I always see all my Instagram feed and all the feature accounts always featuring and promoting and pushing all these natural light photography. And there's always a distinct style that I could talk about. But for the most part, it's just natural light, unless it's like a dedicated page that features like off-camera flash and behind-the-scenes kind of setups, then I always see natural light. So I wanted to talk about natural light, my thoughts on that, and why I use a lot. You guys know that I use off-camera flash. My videos are mainly off-camera flash, but I do love natural light. So I don't know if you guys are watching and you just assume that I never shoot or don't like off or natural light. I actually do. I really love it. And actually at the recent photo walk that I did in Florida this past week, was it that like less than a couple of days ago actually? Yeah.
The 4th?
Yeah, August 4th, Saturday, August 4th. There was a time where we're shooting and it was getting really nice and beautiful, and then off-camera flash it was nice and subtle, using it very subtly. But also, I encouraged the attendees there, all of you guys who attended who are watching, thank you for coming. But I encouraged everybody there to just shoot off-camera flash or shoot natural light, because it was really beautiful and it was just so nice. It was actually it wasn't golden hour, it was blue hour. Yeah. So that was like a perfect time to shoot. And it was just awesome. Yeah, it was just really awesome. So, so I want to hear from you guys though. Do you guys shoot natural light right now and you want to use off-camera flash? Do you just use natural light only, even after using off-camera flash for a little bit? And if you have stuck to natural light even after using off-camera flash, why. I want to hear your reasons why you stuck to that. One off the bat that I can probably answer for you guys is that it's probably easier.
Yeah.
Definitely just easier to bring
It's
just
lighter.
yeah. Huh?
It's physically
lighter.
lighter.
This is slider. But yeah, it's easier to just bring the camera and the lens, and that's it. I use off-camera flash all the time. You guys know that. So I know from personal experience that it can be a pain bringing the whole setup that I bring. Like one of my favorite setups is the Explorer 600 with the 5-foot octabox. But that's going to require an assistant, hoping that it's not windy, and yeah, those two things right there. But I do have a setup that I use for just portability, which is going to be my Evolve 200 with the 38-inch glow pair pop. That's my on a monopod, not an actual stand.
Yeah.
So yeah, so there's definitely some things out there that are just going to be easier. But I want to hear from you guys, and I'll be reading the comment section right now. So I'm just getting links ready for this.
Yeah.
So I can share it on my Instagram and on my Facebook page. But I want to hear from Ashley. I want Ashley to talk to you guys about, because she does help me out, and she's like my assistant, my main assistant. How are your experiences with? I'm here, here's the mic. How are your experiences with off-camera flash when you help me? Like, what do you prefer and what do you don't prefer, and what are like some stuff that just kind of bugs you about off-camera flash, I guess. Because if it was natural light, if I shot natural light, then you'd only be holding like maybe a reflector or
I'd just be hanging there. I'd be on my phone the whole time.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think what bothers me is when we travel and I don't know if we're going to get in trouble or not. I think that's my thing with off-camera flash.
Yes.
Because I freak out and I get all paranoid, and that's an ugly feeling. I don't like feeling all anxious and stuff. So that's that part. But when we are in our hometown or we're in places where, you know, taking pictures with off-camera flash stuff, you know, it feels good. It feels nice, and it feels pretty awesome seeing, you know, the results happen. Natural light, I think it's pretty, but I feel like it's like 2D. Like I feel like there's no depth to it unless like you do like a Danny Diamond thing where you
or where you edit the crap out of the photo.
Yeah, and then that is like, oh god, it's pretty.
Yeah,
you know?
like real quickly, guys. Like I didn't mean to say that negatively, but
yeah,
what I found when I worked with natural light and off-camera flash is with natural light, I have to edit the crap out of the photo to get it to a level where I really, really like it and it has depth and it has a whole bunch of contrast.
And that's subjective. So that's
it's definitely subjective, but I can bet there's like natural light photographers out there.
Are really good.
Yeah, I bet like if it's in a very favorable condition, even then I think there's a lot of editing involved more so than off-camera flash. Like with off-camera flash, I can take a photo straight out of camera without even processing it whatsoever, and I'll love the shot so much. And it's just awesome that I don't have to edit. I love editing. I actually do love editing a lot.
Well, technically, isn't it already editing because you're adding light to it? Kind of like...
Oh, well, a bit, I guess, if you want to get super technical.
But it's not like Photoshop editing, I guess.
But what I'm trying to say is that with natural light and off-camera flash, when it comes to natural light, and actually behind-the-scenes photos I've seen from other photographers, not behind-the-scenes, but like the shots that they edited with the natural light only shots, the befores and the afters, they're huge. They're very different. They're huge. Yeah, huge differences. So I think when it comes to like if you don't want to edit at all during a portrait shoot, then I think using off-camera flash can help get that depth that you might like. If you like flat images, go for it. Don't use off-camera flash at all.
You do you, girl.
You know what? That sounds bad. I don't mean to say that with natural light you can't achieve depth, but I'm just trying to say like that I just feel like there's more post-processing involved when you have a photo that has a lot of depth, and I don't know, you know, if I had...
I think it all depends on your style. Because you like depth, so I'm pretty sure with you, you'd have to do that whole dodge and burn or whatever frequency separation stuff. Yeah, I don't know.
For my specific case, whenever I shot with natural light, I had to edit it a lot to get it to a level where I liked it. And I know that if I shot with off-camera flash, then I wouldn't have to have done so much editing.
Yeah.
I could just tweak the colors or something.
So someone's asking if you shoot JPEG or RAW or both.
Yeah, I shoot
Oh, I was gonna say with RAW, if you shoot, was it even natural light or off camera flash, you're able to manipulate it because of the
with RAW you have like if you're gonna be shooting natural light and you're underexposing the photo on purpose to kind of bring up the shadows or whatever. With RAW, you can do that so much. You have so much flexibility. With JPEG, you won't have that. You might want to bring up the shadows or something, and it'll just look so gross.
You have to get it good behind, on camera.
Yeah, you definitely do have to get you have to hope that the lighting conditions are going to be favorable to that natural light shot. But for the most part, I've seen that that natural light is something that you definitely have to underexpose to get a wide dynamic range if you're shooting like in high contrasty lighting conditions, like a bright sunny day. I'm seeing the battery on my my RodeLink transceiver, the thing that's over there that's receiving the output. Can you guys hear me still? I'm like looking at the batteries dying on both of these things. So if it goes quiet, consider that like a technical difficulty. But I think you guys can hear me right now.
I think so. You want to change it?
Yeah, I'm seeing like they're blinking, like this thing's blinking. Oh. And I think it's fine now. But whatever, I'll let Ashley ramble for a second while I get some batteries and do a quick switch.
What do I ramble about?
I don't know.
What we're going to eat for tomorrow?
Well, actually, you know what? Try to look through the questions. But actually, you know what? Never mind. Don't answer some of the questions yet. Because what if you're answering the question and then it dies? So then talk about Disney.
Okay.
Wait,
well, they said that...
The RX 106.
Oh, okay.
She's going to talk about that. I know she was going to answer a question right now. But I don't want these things to die on us.
Yeah, I said sound in a way.
Oh.
Go. Go. Not trying to start a Mac or PC debate. Which computer do you use for editing? That's like a controversial topic.
Wait, can you hear us?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Ask.
Can you hear us? Do, 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 do.
Wait, can you hear us? Can you?
Oh, they said yes.
They can. What? I'm gonna change them regardless because it's blinking. It's dying.
I like the thing. It says that they're waiting for me. It was.
Okay, that one's good. That one not now. That one says that it's full.
Okay.
Oh, that one. Okay, the RX on top means receiver. The transceiver's on the bottom. I think you guys can hear us now. And I just realized that on the transmitter, no, the receiver. One of these it has the battery level.
Yeah, now it says back to.
So and it shows like they're both full now. So I'm like, okay, now I learned which is which.
Okay. All right. Let's.
Oh, what did you say about the model?
So I haven't been modeling yet because I'm not on keto. But when I am on and I go back to my weight before Disney and before New York, I'll see you in the next video.
Okay.
Let me see. Okay, let's go to the very first question.
Yeah.
Pregunta uno.
Well, if
Jason.
If it's a Spanish.
Oh, no, it was me. Just be okay.
What up, Jason Vong?
Jason Vong.
Who you can't go wrong with?
Okay. Well, you see my pictures from Instagram. I love off-camera flash. I was YBM Vision.
Who? I need to know who's it.
Is it YBM Vision?
You know what? I see a lot of messages and Instagrams and Facebooks and YouTube stuff every day. So more than likely I have seen it, but I can't remember off of like the name alone. So.
Yeah, and someone says, "Well, y'all know off-camera flash makes images pop."
Yeah,
that's why they do it.
But the thing is, I think you have a lot more flexibility in making those images pop with off-camera flash. Like if it's just strictly natural light, what I would think if you're shooting in like a pure shade, you can get a subtle pop depending on the direction of the light. But the creative control that you have with off-camera flash is why I use it. I like to be in control. I like to make shadows fall where where I want them to fall. I think with natural light, you're limited and where the light's falling already, unless you like modify it with like a reflector or diffuser or no with the reflector.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah.
Photo Me Ike. Well, essentially, most photos are taken with natural light. It's way easier to do natural light shoots.
Yes.
Flash involves way too much more work and gear.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's easier to do natural light shoots because flash does involve a lot more work. I definitely agree with that. And I think that's why there might be a lot more of the natural light stuff on Instagram.
Yeah.
But I honestly, I want to see more off-camera flash stuff pushed more, especially on these feature pages, because I think there's a little bit of a bias there that some certain Instagram, there's some that I follow personally, but they seem to be featured over and over and over again. And I just would love to see a little bit more of diversity in natural light and off-camera flash, because I know off-camera flash photographers that shoot and have pretty much the same look as these feature accounts that are getting promoted, and it just sucks to see some people get more featured than others, I guess. I'm not talking about myself specifically, I'm fine how I am right now, but I would just love to see other people who shoot with off-camera flash and for that get a little bit more featured. And this is just a personal preference. I know that you guys may agree, may not agree, but that's just my own personal preference.
Yeah. And then Rico D says he loves both. He has the 8200 S mount and 47-inch softbox, but the wind sucks. Okay.
Oh yeah.
That's
okay.
understandable.
And that's a good comment.
But
I'm reading.
pictures.
Oh, Chris. Hi, Chris. Chris Dye. YBM Vision said, "I love off-camera flash because it's very easy." So that's a very interesting take on off-camera flash, but after using off-camera flash for years and getting familiar with it, I do want to say that it is a bit easy, because once you nail down a formula of what you like, you can kind of replicate it over and over again, especially if you're working in like an area like I am right now, which is Texas, which is very bright all the time. It's rarely cloudy. It rarely rains. So it's going to be easy to say, like, for example, I love to shoot at golden hour. And then if you want to schedule your shoot here during golden hour, more than likely it's going to be the same conditions than, the rest of the month, the rest of the summer, actually.
Yeah.
So if you find a style that you like, then you'll be able to recreate it and replicate it over and over again. So I definitely think that it's harder with natural light because you have to work within that limit of where the sun is and how strong it is. And I think...
Yeah. That's basically the gist.
Yeah, I'm going to try my best to not answer these questions too long because I always tend to do that. Sorry about that. These are stuff that I would dedicate a whole video talking about.
Mahir Ali Ahmed. Natural light is hard to master, but once mastered, off-camera flash will become easy. Does the statement make sense?
I definitely agree with you. That's actually what I just said right now. We read this question after I answered, but that's exactly what I was just saying right now. Like once you start to get familiar with the off-camera flash, then it's easy to use and replicate a certain style.
Yeah.
So.
And then Lamar Vasquez.
I have not been asked for a permit when shooting because I live in an area where it's just very, very relaxed when it comes to shooting. When it comes to doing photography.
Yeah. If anything, our only one around our area is when we went to City Hall from one of the cities while working during business hours, and then I guess the manager just came up to us and asked.
Now, somebody that worked there was like, "Do you what are you doing? Do you have permission to shoot here?" And I was like,
"Yeah." So they were thinking that we were doing something commercial, but we weren't. And we told them we weren't, and then she said that was fine.
Yeah, it was the local city hall in Edinburgh, which is 2 towns over, and she was just asking about like if I had permission to shoot there, and I just told her I can't remember. I think
we told her that we were just like
I said that I was just practicing with a friend, and she said okay, well if somebody asks you, somebody approaches you, just say that you're here practicing because you are, and then give her her name, right?
Yeah.
To give her her name. But this was strictly because it was during business hours.
Yeah, but after we've used that location so many times, Eli and Roland and
we've used that location specifically many times, but this was after 5 o'clock.
Yeah. After
the building was closed already. So.
Yeah, so they usually don't give us anything if it's after business hours. Any problems? Mauricio. What I found in natural light, I can compose more. I can add and involve more stuff like lamps, doors, and ambient,
Natural light?
I understand that. Because maybe with the off-camera flash, it might look dark or it might not look like it's part of the...
I think
composition.
Well, okay. There's natural light, which I'm talking about. Like we're gonna go into technical terms if I talk about natural light, and then like lights that are on ambient light sources like a lamp, because that is ambient light, but I wouldn't call it natural light because natural light is just
it's off camera.
No.
No.
I'm talking about natural light, only sun. But when you're talking about lamps and stuff, that's like artificial lighting, or it's like it's ambient lighting, which I would call like a different thing. Like you might say that ambient lighting and artificial lighting is the same thing, but I would talk about artificial lighting as off-camera flash, and ambient lighting like lamps and stuff. And then natural light, I would say like separate as well. But I do agree that you can add a lot more elements with natural light and ambient light sources because they're typically going to be not too strong. Like if an Explorer 600 full power, 600 watts, was a continuous light source, it'd be beaming. It'd be like super, super bright. So, nothing that's going to, like a lamp is going to be able to match that. So they're going to be around the same power levels like natural light. And speaking of which, she's holding it so many times. Actually just saw a photo by one of my favorite photographers on Instagram right now. He just took a picture of a girl next to a lamp, and it was with natural light as well. So it looked really nice. Kai Botet. But it was really nice, and it was a lamp, an ambient light source. So I guess I do agree with you when saying that you can add more stuff in that
aspect.
Yeah.
And then Photo Me Ike says you can get away with way more in certain locations when you shoot natural light. Mm-hmm. Off-camera flash screams, do you have a permit to shoot here? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then the bigger you go, the more that they...
LA.
Oh my god, LA. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Next question. Okay, I guess we were talking about the JPEG and RAW. Rico says that he's had clients beg him for a JPEG out of camera with off-camera flash. And then, so he has to tell him, patience, young apprentice, let me edit. And when they finally see, they understand.
Yeah, exactly. I've shown people, like some photographers show the back of their camera when they're shooting. I love to do that because I love the off-camera flash results right away. So I tend to show them. I'm like, look, this is how it looks like.
And I go, oh.
They're like, wow, can you send it to me? And then I gotta edit first because then they'll look even better. So yeah.
And then James Kaysen says, hobby or McNally, look at that work. Could not have been done with natural light.
Oh, he's talking about, I think his name is David Hobby of Strobist.com and Joe McNally. Yeah, Joe McNally and well, just Strobist in general. I just love. You just can't do certain things with natural light. That's why I love being able to use off-camera flash and create a look that you just can't create with natural light, unless you let's say for example, unless you edit so much and try to achieve the same look. It's like, why don't you just use off-camera flash then? Unless you're shooting in an area where you just need a permit, so you have to shoot natural light and edit the crap out of it to kind of avoid that.
Yeah.
But.
Chris Dye, when he doesn't use off-camera flash, he has to edit more to get what he likes. Mm-hmm. It says when I can use my lighting, I don't have to over edit. Mm-hmm. So there you go. Just what you said. That's what you said. Hi, Dawn. And she says she likes both natural light and off-camera flash.
I'm looking over here at the transmitter again.
I'm looking at the middle.
I'm looking, if I'm looking off camera, my bad, guys. It's right there. And this is bright.
Look at our security camera.
So now I'm looking at you guys. Yeah.
James Kaysen, difference between a hack throwing bat flat light and a master of their craft. That's like a person who's just throwing light and someone who actually knows how to do it.
I think I can relate to that because I was the same. I was that way. Like when I started off camera flash, I just threw crap out of light everywhere, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
You're like, oh, let's throw this light here, here, here.
Yeah, but I definitely think that I'm not. I don't want to discourage anybody or sound like I'm hating on natural light. I that's far from the truth. But I just think that when you add off-camera flash to your tool belt, you gain a deeper understanding of light, and you gain more flexibility in the types of photos that you can create. So I definitely think that any photographer out there who's serious about improving overall, you should definitely pick up any sort of strobe or speed light and try to use it and learn it and see what it is. Because honestly, like when I started, it was definitely intimidating and I didn't know what the hell I was doing. But now it's like it's so easy, and I love light, and I no matter if it's natural light or off camera flash, and yeah, just some people say natural light versus off camera flash, and I even use that in the title. But what I mean to say is natural light and off camera flash, and honestly, I'll use whatever light is available. Light is light, so I'll use off camera flash or natural light, whatever whatever does the job.
Yeah. Oh, someone
Oh,
asked,
hi, Boris.
someone asked if I was Mexican because I said Mauricio like a Mexican. Yeah, I'm Mexican. We both are. Funny. Dawn says that she tries to schedule her shoots at golden hour too. That I guess her shoots for off-camera flash.
Oh, Dawn, yeah. So somebody said I don't see any hubs with off-camera flash on Instagram. I totally agree with you. I'm like, keep looking over here. I totally agree with you. Like, I don't see the only off-camera flash like feature pages that I can count on my on my hand, just one hand, is ISO 1200 Flashmates, which is _mates. I tried to make one for myself, but there was a little bit of copyright, with the naming, so I didn't want to rattle any cages or get in trouble, so I kind of like shut that down. It's still up, but I just don't use it. Resource Mag might be another one. Oh, Famous BTS Mag. And probably one more.
Yeah, so
that I can't even think of.
Yeah, like maybe follow them and post your work and tag them.
Yeah, I that's ISO 1200 together on Instagram. That's also Flash FLASH _mates MATES, and then Famous BTS magazine actually. But yeah, so definitely follow those if you guys want to share your off-camera flash setups and your behind-the-scenes shots and get featured maybe.
Yeah. The A7RIII, it says you don't have to dodge and burn the crap out of the image if you get a directional natural light. A reflector can help too.
That's true. That's what I was saying. I didn't mean to state one or the other, but I definitely think you have more control with off-camera flash with let's say, for example, of natural light. If you're shooting at noon, like where the sun's on top, unless you have the subject face up and take the picture from above, then of course you're gonna get in a favorable.
Because you take all the chunkies.
Yeah, no, not that. I'm talking about the lighting. Like you're gonna get in a favorable lighting there, because if you shoot it just like this with the subject's faces forward, and you're gonna get raccoon eyes. And even if you diffuse that light, you're still gonna get diffused raccoon eyes.
Unflattering.
So what I mean by raccoon eyes is that you're gonna get shadow in the eye sockets, and it's just gonna be dark. So unless you're aiming for that look, then you're gonna be limited in that kind of shot. Unless you had off-camera flash, then you can shoot, you create whatever you want, as long as you have a lot of power. See, in those cases with natural light, if you're shooting at noon, you have to move into the shade area if you don't want those unfavorable lighting conditions to get kind of light that you might want. So again, just more creative control, in my opinion, with off-camera flash.
Okay. You shooting natural light and off-camera flash, does it, because the question here, it says not trying to start a Mac or PC debate. Which computer do you use for editing? Do you think that with natural light and off-camera flash, it would make a difference with either you use the Mac or the...
that has nothing to do with that. Okay. But I think it was just more of a curious question.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe natural light people like to do Mac instead of PC. Or I don't know if there's.
No, I actually just invested in a iMac Pro. Is it iMac Pro? Yeah, iMac Pro, and that's the one that's behind us, which is off.
Yeah. Yeah, but someone said that it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I used PC for a long time with the MacBook, which I would kind of edit. Not as much because I just like to edit on a bigger screen. I have a 40-inch Samsung TV that I still use to edit. So, yeah.
And next question. Oh, yeah.
Wait, hold on. Check.
Oh, what's right? Oh, I was like, did it? So it probably just turned off because.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay. And then Mahir Ali Ahmed, he said that I was supposed to be the model for the next videos, which never happened.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, I'm waiting till I get into keto.
You read that question again.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see next questions.
Why limit yourself to just natural light? Bring some 8600 Pros and 8200s to light, not just the subject, but the background after the sun sets for unique look.
I think even with just a speed light, like even a mini speed light, as long as it's some sort of off-camera flash, you have so much creative control. I keep using that so much. You just have so much control with using lighting. So even if it's just a speed light, you don't necessarily need a strobe. Strobes, and I would actually recommend to get a speed light rather than a strobe to begin with for people who are just starting off-camera flash, because they might see the strobe and they might think of it as really intimidating and thinking that if they get unfavorable results the first time, then they're like, you know what, never again. And then they just start using natural light only. I do have some videos that I want to make regarding natural light, so that regarding natural light and off-camera flash, and trying to combine them both for people out there who are just kind of transitioning into shooting with off-camera flash more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah.
So Lamar Vasquez says, I think using strobes can also give you an HDR effect, which is awesome.
Okay, so I don't know exactly what you mean, but what if I were to try to understand that, is that you can get a wider dynamic range with off-camera flash. So I definitely agree with that, because if you were to try to achieve the same thing with natural light, you'd have to underexpose the shot and then bring up those shadows so that you can keep the highlights and the shadows. So I definitely agree with that.
I don't know if we read this already. Where it says Zachary.
Mm-hmm.
Zachary, you read it? Okay. And then the 68, the trendy Instagram stuff, wild colors and all that. Do those photographers actually get jobs?
And I'm trying to bite. We should talk. The thing is, times are changing. So, I actually have my job title would be influencer. I'm looking over here again. Would be influencer, and that actually is an actual job. So
that might be their job.
So that might be their job as well. If you have a large Instagram following, some people out there, some older photographers or people who just don't want to keep up with the times that are changing.
I think they mean more like client base, like out in their community maybe.
Okay, that's a good point. I think so. But for it's actually good that you mentioned that, because while I was able to do more of my influencer stuff like YouTube videos and other stuff that are related to that, like Instagram for example, I was able to start earning through those ways and less through actual client work. So I just stopped doing client work altogether, unless I really want to help somebody out. Okay. So yeah, I guess but even then, it's not so much like I don't want to hate on the photographer and be like, do you actually have a job? Let them do whatever they want. Maybe they do have a job and they're just doing stuff in their spare time and sharing it and just getting featured because it's something that those accounts are just looking for to feature. So I don't want to hate on anybody. That's definitely not what I set out to do.
You know who I'm thinking of, like with the featuring, who does natural light really good and does get good clients? Vanessa Tellers.
Oh, Vanessa Tellers.
She gets featured. And
I don't.
Yeah, and she has really good work, and she has like a good client base. You should check her out, Vanessa Tellers. I think she moved to Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't.
So, I mean, that might be someone you want to check out to see, her work and stuff.
Yeah,
like
I know a lot of natural light photographers, but I did want to, like I said before, there's a lot less off-camera flash stuff that gets pushed out there, so I don't want to, this is where I will be like, let's stick to off-camera flash photographers, promoting them, because I honestly think they don't get promoted so much on Instagram, so I'll stick to doing that. Vanessa is a friend of mine, and she does great work. So,
but I think that's a good reference for that question.
Yeah. So if I were to kind of give you guys a list of names of off-camera flash photographers to follow, I would say Keidron Franklin of 924 Photography. I would say Rob Hall of Robert Hall Photography. I would say Curran? Yeah, Curran. I forget the name. Sorry about that, guys. But I'll actually, you know what? I'll leave a link of a couple of different photographers that I recommend you guys follow on Instagram or wherever in the description area below after this video has already aired. So if you guys are watching this right now, like a replay, then go ahead and check the description area for those photographers that I definitely recommend you follow. I use off-camera flash and do it well. So let's read some more questions.
All right, excellent. Do you guys own a studio, or do you guys do studio shoots?
So when it comes to photography in general, I just loved off-camera flash on location, and you know, not just off-camera flash on location, but just photography on location. So at one point, I did have for like maybe 2 months or something a studio, but it was just kind of something I just didn't wish to continue. Like, I love shooting on location. When it comes to like the weather conditions, it's always brutally hot here in Texas. So I tell everybody, I tell the clients, I tell the people that I shoot, I'm like, you know, I might be dying, I might look like I'm dying, but totally ignore that, because I'm literally like sweating bullets at my photo shoots. So although I'm sweating like crazy, I rather shoot outdoors than indoors in aircon.
And to capture that look.
Yeah, I just love the shooting on location.
Okay, and then Boris, that we should go back to New York. Yeah, he's actually going to New York. He will be there, is it 18th? 17th? The 17th through the next Monday, 20th. So he's going to be there. So he's thinking of doing a photo walk. I'm not sure if he is.
Yeah, I'm more than likely going to do a photo walk with a model that I've done a video on just a couple videos ago. If you guys have seen the photos or remember her name, Jenny B is going to be the model that I'm going to be using, or not using, that's a bad word. I'm going to be working with again, and she's going to be modeling for 2 photo shoots, 2 photo walks. So if you guys are interested in attending those photo walks, it's going to be on August 18 from 4 to 6 p.m. and from 7 to 9 p.m. I believe. Yeah, you know, I'll let you guys know on Instagram and on my Facebook, and maybe even here on YouTube about those photo walks that are coming. But it's gonna be really fun. Jenny is an amazing model. We've worked with her before. You have seen the video. Yep. If you haven't seen the video, go ahead and check it out on my channel. Yeah, she's an awesome model, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. And if you guys attend, that'll be really great. So yeah, August 18th, that's Saturday, in Dumbo, Brooklyn. Dumbo?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dumbo, Brooklyn.
Yeah. So now that we know that there's more potential spots.
Yeah, we just shot with her recently. We just shot there recently with her to make that video and do those other photo walks. And we realized after that photo walk, after we were like leaving, that there was so much potential to shoot elsewhere, like in different parts. So I was like, you know, I'm definitely coming back. And I messaged Jenny if she was able to model again, and she said sure. So.
Yep.
I don't know.
Okay, it's because there's a lot of stuff. When should you feather the light? And then Rico says, feather the light when you have more than one person. It's the way the light falls. Kind of an even fall off on subjects.
So yeah, so funny thing that you mentioned that right now is that because I'm actually feathering the light a bit toward, like, if I were just lighting myself, the light is feathered right now. The edge of the light is kind of lighting me.
It's on him?
Because the light's closer to me right now. If I were to just give it my full attention right here, then it's going to be a bit bright and actually going to be a bit dark. So if I feather the light, since I'm closer, and I feather it away, the light's going to be more even for both of us, because that light's more focused on her and she's further away, so it's going to be a little bit darker. And since I'm closer and it's feathered, it's kind of getting to the same levels. So yeah, but that definitely deserves its own video to talk about. So that's just a quick summary of feathering the light. I always feather the light. One, you know, I don't want to spoil the video that I will make on this, but one thing that you do want to think about when feathering the light is not only quality of light, but intensity. So if you need like the very minimalist, you know, light available, you can feather the light. Let's say, for example, that you're on the lowest power output of your strobe and you need to make it lower and you can't. If you feather the light a bit, you can more than likely get it to a level that you might need, because it's going to be less intensity at the feathered light, at the edges of the light.
Okay. Do you still find yourself reaching out to models at your stage that you're at, and they reach out to you, and do you have any advice for people who get to shoot a lot of models?
So models are never going to reach out to you and be like, hey, let's do this and do this with, you know, at this time, and I'm going to be wearing this and this. It's just never going to be like that. If you guys have models that work, you know, we work with like that, let me know who they are, because they don't seem to exist. You always have to be the one that's in charge of setting up the photo shoot, unless it's like a paid job. And even then, at paid jobs, that I've known photographers who are professionals that, you know, that do creative live and stuff like that, that they've had models cancel. So it's crazy, because I don't want to make models seem bad, but from my experience and what I've seen, a lot of models tend to be flaky. So
it's
but
happened
but
to
I
us.
yeah, but I have models that I work with. This sounds weird. I know models, and I've worked with models before in the past that they're just on point. I was saying on point. I was on the bar. On point, in terms of like being there on time and being ready and communicating very effectively. But sometimes you might have models that just are the
You
exact
might have
opposite.
that one rotten apple.
Yeah. So
Just that one bad experience, and you'll learn from it, and then use it to on your next encounter with another model.
yeah, you just kind of have to put yourself out there. When I did my photo walk recently in Florida, I reached out to some photographers. Actually, I think I made a post or talked about the fact that I wanted to do a photo walk in Florida, and another photographer, Michael, if you're watching, hi.
Hi, Michael.
He was at my recent photo walk. He was very, very helpful in helping me find models in the area, and then we found a model, and then we worked with her. Yeah, Mikey. He goes by Mikey.
Osario.
I don't remember why I said, but yeah. So there's some photographers that I'm fortunate enough to kind of know, and either by name or talking to them, or just the fact that they're following me, and they've helped me find models in the area. Another photographer by the name of Eric Miel. Yeah, Eric Miel. His name's Eric. He lives in New York. He helped me find Jenny B, and we did the photo walk eventually. So I'm very fortunate that I have photographers that are either following me or my friends that have helped me find models in the areas that I travel to, like New York or Florida. So yeah, it definitely helps to connect with these photographers and just keep yourself, put yourself out there, and just try to avoid all the negative stuff and ignore all the negative stuff. Like there's people that just don't want to help at all. Who cares? You go for try to be helpful.
Mm-hmm. Zachary Morris asks, do you find engaging with other people on social media to be much harder as your following gets bigger and bigger?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I'm saying as the person who sleeps next to him. It's ridiculous. Like it's ridiculous, but I guess it's rewarding because he likes it. He's all the way up until midnight answering questions.
Even past midnight sometimes.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'll see like a couple messages. I'm like, I can answer these really quickly.
Yeah.
And it'll be like 2 a.m, and then I'm like, I know. Yeah. Sometimes I apologize. I'm like, I know it's a weird hour, but I'm answering because I had time just now.
Yeah, and so like I've told him like you should make office hours like 8 to 5. But even at that, it's so difficult because of the amount of messages that he receives, and I mean, I understand.
Yeah, I definitely had more time to talk to people one-on-one at a deeper level when I didn't have such a big following.
Yeah.
There's some photographers that, if Paul Monaghan, if you're following, hi, but he's a photographer from I think Scotland, but I know him and I've talked to him before, and I remember specifically with him. I've had instances where we're just talking about a specific subject for like an hour or two, and now whenever it comes to like us talking, and he has questions, I'll help him. But when it comes to the stuff like just talking about different things that we've tried or whatever, then it's like I kind of have to shift my attention to other people who actually have questions that I could help.
Yeah.
So
it's difficult, and it is work. And it does affect social life and family life. So that's a little bit of the stuff that you don't see. And I don't know how you did with Disney. I don't know if you answered a lot of questions. Probably not as much, but I'll throw them back to you guys so he can answer your questions.
Yeah, this past week we were at Disney, and I did message a couple of people, and some people, I honestly don't mind helping people at all. But there's some people that just like, if you don't reply from within an hour, within 30 minutes, they're like, hello, are you there? I have a question. Hello. Like, that'd be kind of, that kind of gets kind of weird, and it kind of like turns me off to not wanting to help these people.
Yeah.
Just because like.
We're human too. We have to step out and.
If I ask somebody a question, I don't,
expect them to answer immediately.
Yeah. They have their own life.
Yeah.
They could be taking a shower.
Yeah, and what you guys probably don't know, or maybe you do, is that he's in charge of all his social media. He doesn't have another person or me or a group of 5 people answering each question. It's individualized. Each one is answered by him. So, next question. New York City is the worst city to shoot off-camera flash because everywhere you go, they ask for a permit.
Where we shot in Dumbo, Brooklyn, they didn't at all. Like, at all.
Yeah.
So
I mean, maybe we were just lucky, but
yeah, if we were shooting,
we'll see for next time.
if we were shooting like at Times Square, I wouldn't have used off-camera flash. But even then, we did shoot in off-camera with off-camera flash this past Comic-Con in Times Square with Boris.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we shot with off-camera flash this past last year, 2017, in October, the beginning of October. I was there in New York for Comic-Con, and we shot with my friend Boris. If you're still watching, what's up, man? We shot with his friend. I don't know.
I don't remember her name, but
what's the famous model that had the that's Marilyn? Marilyn. I was thinking Marilyn Monroe, but her name is Marilyn or Marilyn. I don't know how she pronounces it. But we shot with a friend of his, and we shot off-camera flash in Times Square.
Yeah, and then the cops were right behind us.
Yeah, we were right next to the cop car.
There's like a tent with cops.
I don't know that.
I think we were just out of everyone's way, so it was okay.
Yeah, I think that as long as you're not blocking traffic, then you should be fine. I think that's what was said. So we were shooting in an area, a little tight area, and we were fine. So.
But you don't want to get in trouble.
Ask around for people photographers, their experiences if they need a permit somewhere. Because I learned that day. I thought I would get in trouble, but we didn't. Off-camera flash is all about the modifiers you use. Yes. Yeah. But I on the same note, I think that's going to be a case with any light. If you have natural light that is on a very bright day with no clouds, then it's going to be harsh. If it's that same day and a cloud passes by, it's going to be soft. So I think any light needs to be modified in some sort of way. Or if you don't want it modified and you want harsh lighting, then definitely don't modify the light.
Did you read Morris's comment?
I think a lot of people like natural light because they've never had to shoot in the middle of the day with harsh sunlight. Editing harsh sun shots takes a lot of time. I don't want to answer for anyone, but I think if these people are very familiar with natural light, then they would shoot in those conditions in shaded areas or in the most favorable conditions of that day. So, but in case they're just like people who are just starting out and they don't know what to do, then they probably don't know how to make the best out of that condition of light. So,
Yeah. Hashtag new gear. Chris died. He got a 45-inch shoot-through umbrella and 2 light stand weight bags.
Oh, nice. I think I remember Chris needing a sandbag, so that helps. But yeah.
There you go.
So if you guys are wondering about like natural light and off-camera flash, because I do want to come back to that topic because that's the whole thing that we're talking about today. I think that you definitely can do a lot with natural light. You just have more control and more flexibility with the off-camera flash stuff.
Mm-hmm. You have options.
Yeah, you have options. You definitely do have options with natural light, but you just have more options with off-camera flash. Again, this is my opinion.
Mauricio, ya no me siento mal entonces. I guess he doesn't feel bad anymore. He says also that we're Mexican, the same like him. We're Mexican, yeah. And then Mahir Ali says, OMG, no offense, I literally thought he is from China.
No offense taken at all. I've been getting random things called throughout my life. Some people thought I was Hawaiian. Some people thought I was Korean. Filipino, Chinese. I have these eyes for some reason. And they just came, they're a little bit
misrelated. You probably have some
ancestry
ancestry
not even
there.
probably. We already looked at it into our ancestry.
Oh, yeah.
Using 23andMe. And there was nothing to do with Korean.
But you have the Native American.
That 0.005% or something that was Asian. That probably
right there.
It was right here. Because not a lot of members of my family have my eyes like this. Only a few of them.
Rico D. Mexican eating Italian cooked by who knows who. Ain't America awesome.
Let's go to stay on task. What do you prefer using for a small or medium softbox when using a Godox to 8200? Would I prefer using a small octabox or when I'm using the Godox 8200? Actually, you know what? When it comes to any light at all that I'm using, any light at all, I'm gonna want to use a fairly big modifier of some sort because that's gonna have soft light. So I love soft light. So if I needed to use a small octabox, then I could definitely, I would definitely get it as close as possible to kind of achieve that soft light. But more than likely, like I said before, my favorite setup when using the 8200 is the 38-inch globe parapop on a monopod. So I've done many videos with that setup, so you guys can check them out. But yeah, I'll always go for the bigger modifier of two smaller modifiers. So yeah, more than likely, I won't be using a 5-foot octabox or bigger octabox all the time, especially with a portable setup that I need to have. So yeah, the bigger of the two smaller modifiers.
And it says, what do you prefer? Oh, no, just kidding. Everyone that loves off-camera flash, or just curious what good off-camera flash is and how a master gets down. Lido Rautanen.
Oh, so James Kaysen is bringing up a photographer that I think is amazing. His name is Lido Rautanen. You know what? He'll be one of the photographers that I feature in the description area below. So if you guys are watching this after the fact, after this live video is done, check out the description. His name is Lido, I think. I thought it was like, well, anyways, his name is a little bit weird, not familiar. It's unique. But yeah, he's an amazing photographer. But the only thing that I wish that he would do in his YouTube videos is do a little bit more explanation. I think I haven't seen his videos in a while because I don't think he has many on there. But I think they're strictly just behind the scenes stuff, and they don't really talk about what he did or why, or even the post-processing. So I could be wrong. It's been a while. But I will leave him in the description area below. He'll probably be photographer number 1.
Okay. What are your thoughts on MagMod? Would you use it? That's from Joe Setta.
So when it comes to MagMod in general, I have MagMod and I've used it for a while, but I'm not a fan of harsher looking light. I love soft light. So MagMod is coming out with a couple different products. And one of them is their new softbox series called the MagBox.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be getting that because as much as I would love to support MagMod, I don't shoot enough events, and their products are typically for events. So although I have them, I don't really use them often.
Yeah,
and
this might be something.
Yeah. So I'm really excited for the new products because they're finally adding a soft box, and I love soft light. So I'm definitely getting my hands on them as soon as I can. I'm going to be doing videos with those products. So.
Travis Harris.
Travis Harris.
Yeah. Someone asked, who are some Sony photographers who kill off-camera flash, since we are mostly Sony shooters?
Oh, the message got rejected.
There you go.
But Sony shooters, I want to say I don't know if you're watching it, but Matt Reyes, I believe he shoots with Sony. If not, he's still somebody that you should follow. Kedron Franklin, again, he's another Sony shooter.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to stop there because my mind is going blank. So, sorry guys, but again, I'll be leaving links and naming all the photographers, about at least 10 of them, in the description area, so that you guys can check out these photographers that, more than likely they're going to be like half Sony shooters, but the other half might
hybrid.
be whatever, might shoot with other systems.
The ISA68 says reflective umbrella with a diffuser versus regular double diffuse octa. I'm assuming what's the difference between the quality of light and handling?
So when it comes to a reflective umbrella with a diffuser versus a regular double diffused octa, I will always choose the octabox that has double diffuse because more than likely you're gonna, I don't want to get too technical here, but you will lose. See, my thought process right now is a reflective umbrella has to travel. Let's say, for example, this is the back of the umbrella, this is the front where the diffusion is. It has to shoot through here, reflect, and then come out and then be diffused by that diffusion panel. So it has a little bit of distance to travel, and it might not be a lot of distance depending on how further or not you put it in. But I'll go for the direct light kind of source of light. So I'll go for the light that has an octabox that's double diffused, so it's shooting through those two, rather than being reflected and then kind of dispersing through the light after that. So I'll use, but if I had to give one main reason between a reflective umbrella with a single diffusion and a double diffuse octabox, I will go for the double diffuse octabox because of that double diffusion. It's going to be softer because of the extra stop and layer of diffusion. So if you guys are curious about diffusion panels and why I use 2 diffusion panels, I have a video on that you guys can check out. Where in that video, I used a modifier without any diffusion at all, a single diffusion, and then 2 diffusion panels. and you can see that in that video, the photos with the double diffusion is really, really soft light, and that's why I use it. So that's my long answer to this short question.
Okay, that's weird.
Just decline. Get a lot of spam lately.
Okay, Lamar Vasquez. And he says, natural light photographers or strobe first should always get their monitors calibrated before even editing to make sure that they get proper color. That's very important. Funny thing
that you mentioned. I'm making a video tonight.
We'll force him down.
Yeah, that's going to be about calibrating your monitors. And
hopefully you get to see it tomorrow.
Yeah, no spoilers, but you should you should calibrate your monitors. So.
Yep. Next. Do you go with a MUA on all your shoots? No. No. I think only once.
What is MUA?
My makeup artist. Oh, makeup artist, guys. That's what MUA is. And we've only done it once, I think, with Suzette.
Maybe one.
When we did a collaboration, but usually the models do their own makeup on this.
Yeah, I tend to love to shoot with models with natural makeup or just very subtle makeup, nothing too hardcore. And sometimes I shot with models with no makeup at all. And I think with off-camera flash, using a model working with a model that has very light makeup, you can still achieve very professional results.
If not, you can just Photoshop it.
Yeah, no.
Benedict Naming. He says that he finds off-camera flash very useful to add in drama, depth and contrast, especially when I'm shooting at noon. Before I knew about off-camera flash, I used to shoot natural light in the shade. By the way, I'm from Sarawak, Borneo. We're gonna have to Google that, see where that's at.
Yeah, off-camera flash is very useful for shooting whenever you want. Wait, real quick. Christian Mercado. Hi. He joined my photo walk in New York. And yeah. You don't remember?
No. I'm a face person.
Okay, so if you were here, she would remember you.
Yeah, like, hey, I know you. Do you look for models on Instagram or Facebook?
I want to keep this quick and not too specific because I do want to make a video on that again. There's so many videos that I want to make, but when it comes to finding models on Facebook, unless you're part of like a photography group for your area, it's gonna be hard to find a model. Instagram tends to be easier to find models, and what you can do is just search, like for example, New York. What I did before was search New York models, the hashtag New York models, New York model, and try to figure out some other hashtags for that models would use in the area, and search them, and then message them on Instagram, and then see what they say or not. So yeah, so Instagram I think would be better to find a model to work with.
Okay. Do you ever use shoot-through umbrellas with the Evolve 200?
Do I ever shoot
the umbrella?
Umbrella? No, like I said before, I'm over here again. I always love shooting with double diffuse modifiers. So no matter if it's the cheap $20 softbox that I have that has double diffusion, or the more expensive gold Parapop, which is usually around $200, I always use the modifier that has double diffusion, two layers of diffusion. I don't mind using a reflective umbrella or a shoot-through umbrella.
You can use it.
I could use them.
Does he want to?
Yeah, I just prefer to use the modifiers that have two diffusion panels. Let's see.
You recommend any Canon or Nikon off-camera flash YouTubers? Too many Sony users now.
I definitely disagree with you. There's many photographers that shoot with Nikon and Canon.
You just gotta look
and
for
I
them.
don't think there's many that shoot with Sony. So again, I keep repeating this, but there's gonna be photographers that I will list in the description area below that I highly recommend that not only just shoot Sony but shoot Canon or Nikon, and they're just photographers that I think either do amazing work or just do amazing work and help, or just want to promote them because they don't get as much attention as they deserve, I think. So I will be leaving the links in the description area, but I definitely think there's a lot of Canon and Nikon, Nikon and Canon off-camera flash photographers. and there's not many Sony ones.
Yeah.
Let's see.
How's the weather in Florida? It seems it was nearly raining every day recently.
Oh, yes.
How did you handle our shoot during rain or bad weather? Well,
so yeah, we got lucky. We got lucky because that it was raining a lot. I think out of our 7 days that we were there, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 8 days. Out of the 8 days that we were there,
it rained like 4.
It rained maybe 5 of the 7 days. Like the day that we shot, there was rain because we were.
There was rain at Legoland, but where we were in Orlando.
Yeah, which was north. It didn't. I guess it didn't reach there, and thankfully, during our shoot. But it was sunny there for the most part. Honestly, we just got lucky with timing. I did have a backup that if it did rain, how we would deal with that.
Yeah.
But we got lucky that it was not raining. But it was raining so much throughout the days. Funny story, real quick, that we were in Hollywood Studios in Disney, and I wanted to see this Star Wars show that happened like at 12:30 to 6:30 every hour, and then we were waiting for the 12:30 one, and then it rained like 5 minutes before.
No, not even like 2 minutes.
No, that was the second time.
Oh.
11:30 one, because it started like at 11:30 or 10:30, but at 11:30 we were waiting for it to start. It rained, canceled it. Then we waited for 12:30, like literally like within a minute of it starting. It started to rain and they had to cancel it.
It didn't want to be in the dark side.
So it kept raining. Yeah, it kept raining. But
Chris died. Did you do any shoots inside of the parks, and did security question you?
No. I wanted to, and I forgot to.
Yeah, it was just so hot and humid, and then it rained, so we were kind of like thrown.
Yeah, I'm not a morning person, so I was like, okay, I got my phone, got my camera. I used the Sony RX100 Mark VI.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, I used the Sony RX100 Mark VI the whole time for vlogging. I'm gonna make a vlog on that. On my trip.
We're gonna attempt to make
No, I'm gonna make it. I have a lot of footage.
So every time Francisco says he's gonna
make it. I'm gonna make
drink.
it. So I used the Sony RX100 Mark VI, and I forgot that I wanted to use off-camera flash. And I think it kind of worked out because it wasn't even in favorable conditions. It was like it rained a lot when we were at Magic Kingdom. So, yeah.
Yeah. But with what camera is it? The RX, was it RX100?
Mark VI, the one I said like 3 times just now.
That one. It's a long name.
Yeah, it's a baby camera.
What did you think of that?
Well, we're already past an hour. I wanted to keep it with an hour, so I'm going to make a video review on that camera so you guys can check that out. And what's on this?
It said take a drink every time.
Wow.
Gonna make it.
So let's see. I'm gonna answer a couple questions more, and then we'll be finished, and we're gonna eat some more of this pizza, because I tend to talk more than I eat. But you guys probably did. If you guys are paying attention to how much I ate, I ate like 2.5.
Yeah, unless I'm the one talking, but I don't talk very well.
You can talk. There you go.
Okay, so what
you answer the questions. I'm gonna let her answer the questions. See how much knowledge she has.
Okay, well, let's see if there's any questions. Okay, Dawn, Instagram is definitely better with finding models. That's where I found most of mine, and they found me. So, yeah, so it seems like Instagram's kind of like that open portfolio to see what it is that you want to shoot, and it's a good way of communicating. Mm-hmm. Of course, be professional, not creepy. Mm-hmm. That's a huge thing. And also, of course, you can ask the model to take somebody with them, maybe one of their girlfriends or cousins or whatever, and then you yourself, if you feel kind of weird, you can go ahead and take a buddy or girlfriend, more company, to break the ice. Let me see if there's any other questions before we finish. How did we meet? We met in high school, and then we already got that one. Let me see if there's Scott Robert Lim is good with off-camera flash.
Yep.
So he's a can you explain the inverse square law for us? No.
She can't. Oh, because you have the mic.
I'm not good with explaining.
What do you think it is?
The farther the light, the drop of light or something like that. I'm good with drawing and visuals. Talking's terrible.
He's kidding.
No. Using the Sony camera A7RIII or A7RIII, how do you use the live view for off-camera flash, on or off?
I use the EVF because I like to see it like right there, magnified in my eye. So
yeah, he likes that cup on his back.
yeah, I like to see that. I like, you know, the EVF is there, and I got Sony and I switched to Sony because one of the biggest benefits was using the EVF, so I use it all the
You
time.
have the thing to clean the glasses. I touched
okay.
my eye and there's.
She looks different.
And cover my eyes. Don't look at me.
I like the way she thinks grabbing my beard now. Let's
yeah. So how many beers, Francisco? How many videos?
see. A lot.
Okay.
A lot of videos.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he was just kidding about that inverse square law, but basically, if you're wondering about that, the closer the light, the more effective the light is going to be. The further away it is, the less effective in the sense that when the light's further away, it's going to be weaker, but it's going to be more even. So if you have a large group, then that's going to be good for that.
See, I said that.
Yeah.
I said
Totally.
that. Totally.
Okay, guys. I think that's going to be the end of it. I will be making a review on the Sony RX100 Mark VI. I have a photo walk, 2 photo walks that are going to be happening on August 18th in Dumbo, Brooklyn, with Jenny B, which is the model that I've worked with before. And I have a video on that. You guys can check it out on my channel. I'll probably put up a card in the top, this corner, top right of the screen.
Right
But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. The only reason why we didn't do one last week again is because we were on vacation.
Yeah.
So I can't remember where we were. We were watching. Oh, we were watching one of the night shows during 8 o'clock here or 7 o'clock.
The one where everything went wrong.
Disney.
What? I'm thinking of New York.
Talking about Disney last week on Tuesday. We were at Magic Kingdom at the nighttime,
Disney.
and it was giving the castle thing.
Happily Ever After.
Well, actually, real quick, I saw that Chris Dye mentioned that I was gonna go to any Cali trips coming.
Yes.
There is gonna be one. I know for a fact there's gonna be one in November because I was just approached about going to what they call Sony Days or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but there's gonna be a lot of Sony shooters doing different presentations throughout the day. That's gonna happen in November. When more info comes out on that, I'll let you guys know. But I will be attending and doing some sort of presentation there. So,
yeah.
So yeah.
And Dallas, we need to find a place where we can get a permit easily. Or
LA is the Cali one. When it comes to Dallas or anywhere else, I have no plans right now.
Yeah, we need to plan.
Yeah,
We need
I'll
to
go
figure
ahead.
out.
I'm gonna make a section on my website dedicated to any workshops or photo walks that I'm gonna be doing in specific, areas of the world. And I'll, if you guys are following me on Instagram and on Facebook, then I'll go ahead and let you guys know once that's created. But what did you give?
What if JFK tell his wife, no vuelvas a Dallas? JFK, is that where it happened?
I don't know. You have to explain that joke to me in a message, but we're already past the time.
I think that's where he
I
died.
have no idea. I'm not gonna act like I know. I paid attention very little in high school. But thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next week's video every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Even though today's was a little bit later at 8:20 p.m. or something.
Yeah, he did die there.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video, which is coming very, very soon. A couple of videos. Lots of videos coming very soon. All right. Bye, guys.